Romeo Lavia is having his medical at Chelsea Football Club, and there's late drama regarding Lewis Hall. His move to Crystal Palace was basically done. We saw a picture, but no, there is drama. Someone's trying to buy him. £30 million bid allegedly come in for him. We got Hakim Ziyech doing a medical because he's going all the way to Turkey, and PSG have late interest. And finally, you know how Pochettino says he wants a 22-man squad of outfield players? Well, there are 7 players that have been listed by Nazir Cancella that are potentially going to be leaving the club. It's going to surprise you. You're going to be upset. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm a little bit upset. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Kavkas View, bratoki. Welcome to the latest Chelsea transfer news, latest Chelsea news, and latest all you need to know about Chelsea, because I'm your favorite YouTube dietitian and I'm giving all the nutrients you need. But before we continue, let's time to pay rent. All right, hit the like button because we've been smashing the 1,000 mark, so we got a new target today. I want 1,200 likes on this video. Let's do it. Let's slowly raise the boundaries and raise the levels. That's what we have to do, right? Keep raising the levels. And finally, we're 50 people away from 30,000. 30,000 subscribers. Can we do it on this video? So in a comment below, just tell me if you're one of those new subscribers, and if you want to, tell me if you're an original subscriber and how long you've been subscribed for. Now, let's move on with the video. Alright, cool. We're going to start with the Romeo Lavia news. It's going to be short, snappy, and straight to the point. Romeo Lavia is having a medical at Chelsea. Here we go yesterday evening after I released the video. Fabrizio Romano basically said it's a £53 million bid with 5 million in add-ons, which brings it to a total of 58 million. Liverpool bid 60 million, but Southampton accepted our lower fee because the player basically articulated that he wanted to join Chelsea instead of Liverpool. Great news. The player is not getting crazy wages. He's getting somewhere south of £100,000 a week. This is less than what Ward-Prowse is on at West Ham. So let's put that into context before everyone says Chelsea just buying everybody and Chelsea just giving stupid wages out. Some just don't know what they're doing. That's literally what rival fans sound in my head like. They're just idiots that don't know what they're talking about, because everything to them is just Chelsea throwing money around. Chelsea have no appeal. Chelsea have won no Champions Leagues. Chelsea haven't won a lot of Premier Leagues. Chelsea haven't been winning cups regularly for the last 25 years. But you know what? We'll move on. I'm not salty. Then David Washington is having his medical as well today, some final tests, and the announcement should be coming out in the near future. This is also from Fabrizio Romano. They don't know what the plan is though, because the initial plan was he's going to go to Strasbourg on loan with Angelo, but it looks like he might be sticking around. We're going to find out in the coming days. Personally, I think he's going to go on loan. I think it's going to be Broja and Jackson as the front two. So they're going to fight it out. We've got enough wingers. I don't see him staying. I think he's going to go play some football and just regenerate his value, and more importantly, develop as an individual and maybe come back next year and start to play. Another quick roundup from Fabrizio Romano, and that's Mr. Hakim Ziyech. Look, Hakim Ziyech has become the forgotten soldier. Literally, ever since his medical to Saudi Arabia failed, the gentleman has been literally in oblivion. We haven't seen him. We haven't heard of him. It's like RuneScape the wilderness. He's gone, right? Genuinely have no clue where he is. But we finally get a little update, and the update's simple. He got linked with PSG this morning. However, all of a sudden news broke that he's on his way. He's on a flight to Turkey for Galatasaray. Now that it's come up to the final part of the video, we are going to talk about the 7 players that are potentially leaving the club. But before we get into that, the latest rumours around Lewis Hall are really worrying me. Lewis Hall is an individual that has come through the youth academy. 17 years old, he got his debut against Luton. He absolutely balled out. If I'm not mistaken, it was Luton or Leighton Orient. It was one of the two. Played left back, wing back for under Tuchel. He was bloody amazing. Carried the ball well, recovered in good tackles, quick and sharp, incisive passes. And looked levels above that level. Then he started getting opportunities under Graham Potter in the Premier League, and honestly, the kid was not letting us down. Consistently giving us a little bit of vim, aggression in the tackle, showed a lot of heart and desire. You could really tell he wanted to play for the club. And technically, kid's been good. Like, apart from his shooting, he's wavy. But this is where the issue arises. He signed a 6-year +1 in the new contract. That's been confirmed. We know that is to be true. However, he was meant to go on loan to Crystal Palace. And as far as I'm concerned, pictures leaked of him in a Palace kit. Like, this isn't AI, this was genuine kits. Like, he basically did all the media work, but the deal hasn't been announced. He hasn't been on the bench, nor is he a Crystal Palace player. And it's coming out now that Newcastle have submitted a bid of £30 million, and Chelsea haven't rejected it yet. Chelsea within their ranks value the player really highly. But you need to understand, right? You can't value every youngster that comes through very highly, purely based on the fact that some of them just aren't going to make it due to the sheer volume of numbers that are coming through the academy. Some of them are just not ready, and timing is a massive contributor. I personally am sending them on loan, not to Newcastle. I am not assisting a direct rival because they're going after a top 4 place, which we're going after. So that's out of the question. I'm sending him to Palace. He's letting him develop, and next year, if he develops in the way I think he is, he's coming back straight into the squad, Levi Colwell style. However, what I'm really worried about now is with this list that's come out from Nazir Kinsella, we genuinely have to sell. Pochettino does not want a big squad. Like, I'm going to reiterate this on numerous occasions. Pochettino is adamant he does not want more than 22 outfield players. This man is insisting he basically wants 1 or 2 backups across the midfield, and then fewer backups across the forward lines, few wing backs, and boom, that's it. Like a couple centre halves, and that's it. Because the reality here is, look at the players that he wants to get rid of. Hakim Ziyech is on that list, he's gone. Callum Hudson-Odoi is on that list, he's going. Romelu Lukaku's on that list, he's going. Then we get into the territory where I'm like, okay, this is getting a little bit sticky. We want to keep Lewis Hall. He's not on the list. But Ian Maatsen is on that list. Ian Maatsen is willing to stay and fight for his position. This is coming from Nazir Kinsella, and I am assuming this is coming from Ian Maatsen's camp. Ian Maatsen is due to renegotiate a new contract with Chelsea. If he stays, if he doesn't, we will move him on. Chelsea are asking for £25 million for this kid. However, no one's willing to pay £25 million for him. We've got a £15 million bid on the table. We had a £20 million bid that was rejected. The reality is, keep the kid. I think we keep him, try and move on Cucurella. Newcastle are interested in Cucurella, but they got financial fair play issues, and they can't really acquire him as of this moment. Now, anything they do now has to be a loan with an obligation. Loan with an option. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works. Conor Gallagher is another player on that list. We already know the pros and cons of Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher as a squad option would be fantastic. However, Conor Gallagher as a starter would be horrible. So luckily, we've addressed the issue and we've dealt with it. So now if Conor moves on, if a bid of £50 million comes in, sell him. If it doesn't, maybe you keep him. I don't know. But the other one that's going to be going out, it's Mr. Trevor Chalobah. I think it's very evident that Trevor Chalobah will be moving on, purely based on the fact that Disasi came in and Disasi started and was very competent. That's the word I'm going to use. I'm not going to say good or great, because I think that it was a little bit of a shaky performance, but people are getting excited because of the goal. And I'm not too down or not too high. I'm going to be very moderate with my judgment of his performance. I thought it was competent. He done a very good job in the sense that he performed well, good positives, but then there were some negatives. So competent at best. Trevor Chalobah is expected to leave for £25 million to Inter Milan. That's are being linked, and he's another one that will leave. Guys, look, if we want to afford the players of Enzo Fernandez's caliber, Moises Caicedo, Romeo Lavia, we're going to have to move people. And the reality is we need to balance the books. This is a perfect way of balancing the books. You move Trevor on and you move Gallagher on, all of a sudden on FFP's books, it looks like we just made £70 million and it's nothing of the sort. Like, its reality is we're literally balancing the books in a beautiful manner, and we don't need to sell next year in such an extreme light. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think a lot of the players that are mentioned on the list are going to leave. If I was a betting man, which I am, I think the reality is we're going to keep Ian Maatsen. I think Lewis Hall's going to go on loan, and I think Conor Gallagher stays because of a lack of bidders. Everyone else leaves. Kane Chukwuemeka apparently could be going on loan, and Ogochukwu also has loan interest from Strasbourg. So it's going to be interesting. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts, and let me know, £30 million to Lewis Hall. Are you selling him or not? Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day. 30,000K, by the way. And we're going to celebrate next video because we're going to hit it before then. Woo!